positions in sales, training, and L&D at Solvay, Max New York Life Insurance, and Torrent Pharma. He is passionate about OD, executive coaching, and designing and executing strategies for people development. An invitee to Pharma Leadership Forum, Live Pharma Coalition, and he has been sharing a lot of new initiatives in L&D during these unprecedented times of COVID. And he has shown ways forward into his own company. Yogesh is an earlier ODCP person, an alumni of our ODCP, an NLP practitioner, life coach, and a learner, a consistent and enthusiastic learner, and a certified trainer by IIM Ahmedabad. So in addition to all this, Yogesh, as I know, is a person who loves singing, is highly interested in music, and he plays the Western rhythmic instruments. Over to you, Yogesh.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shela. And namaste to all of you. And in fact, my mentor is also sitting there in audience, Priya Vasudevan. Namaste, madam. Okay. So that screen sharing is disabled. It is coming that host the disabled participant is screen sharing. So I'm probably in participant.
We can take care of that in a minute.
1 minute. I'll just add you as a co-host.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you can share, sir.
Yeah. Okay, hope it is visible to all of you. No?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes. So, so as my topic is suggesting that I'm going to talk about co-creating in complexities and using OD and behavioral sciences practices. What I'm going to talk about is before entering into a topic, I would share a quote by Oria Dreamer, who is a Canadian writer. She says that the world we live in is a co-creation, and it is a manifestation of individual consciousness woven into collective dream. And how we are with each other, that is very, very important as an individuals, as group, as nations, as tribes. That is what shapes our dream. So this itself says that co-creation, collaboration is a way of life, and for it helps us in realizing our dreams. So this co-creation we have used to solve complex problem in past 3 years of journey in Mankind Pharma. So what I'm going to talk about the journey of co-creation, the journey of collaboration, which has helped in solving various complex problems. At the same time, aiming for high and understanding what could be the challenges and how we can overcome through co-creation and collaboration. So what I'm going to talk is, here in Mankind, we have collaborated, co-created, and this is more as a process and as a core value rather than a mechanistic approach. And we have involved all our stakeholders in diagnosing various challenges and designing interventions. So it became a co-creation and collaboration. All co-creators, they were having high focus on impact of solutions which were being co-created. We were focused on realistic, practical approach, and we were focused that how we will make all these solutions implementable on scale. Our entire focus was to channelize our energy to develop ownership in entire organization for all the solutions which we were co-creating. And I'm going to talk about how this all stakeholders, including employees, got benefited out of these co-created solutions in this complex situation, and how these all solutions helped organization organically and holistically. So this is what I would be talking in next 45 minutes. So before entering into that, let me introduce to all of you Mankind Pharma, which I represent, and where the complexities, as we all know, that during last one and a half year has come. So let me just introduce the organization which I belong to. This is an organization which started 26 years back in 95. And this is an organization which is considered as the fourth largest pharma company in current year 21, growing with the pace of 19% CAGR, double the growth of Indian pharma industry. It is ranking number 1 as per prescription per doctor per month since 2008. And the employee base is close to 18,000 across India. Just give me a minute. Okay. And this company is having operations in 34 countries, including USA. We have 23 manufacturing units and more than 600 scientists. We are first company in India and second in the world to manufacture dydrogesterone. This is just for the knowledge of the audience. This is the molecule which was existing in the Indian market for last 40 years, and none of the company globally could replicate this molecule, and researchers, they have not shared the recipe how to make this molecule, even after the patent period is over. Mankind has become the first company to crack this, and second in the world after the originator. So again, it talks about the quality consciousness and research orientation of the company. And this company has become a first company to launch DMF grade products. Just for the information, DMF is drug master file. It again talks about the quality processes. It again talks about the quality API which is being used by the organization. Just a quick brief about philosophy behind launch of this company. So this company has always believed in innovation and differentiation through their products, through their strategies, through their approaches. People orientation is very high, and customer centricity is very high. We were first to introduce in Indian market combinations. So a lot of combinations were introduced like ranitidine and domperidone, pantoprazole, domperidone, ofloxacin, So there are many combinations which were first time in India. So combination concept of many molecules was brought by this company. A lot of differentiation in pricing, because this company started with the belief of serving humanity, and cost was lowest amongst all. So the basic philosophy was giving best products in low quality, best quality in low cost. And people orientation is very high. This is the first company where in the market people talk about that people stay with this company for quite a long time. So longer stay of the people because the belief of the company is profit sharing. The kind of incentive policy which this company has is unmatchable in the industry. And we all have a lot of internal promotions, a lot of training and development. And yeah. So there is a lot of focus on customer centricity. This company has a deeper penetration. So almost we have 18,000 employees, which is largest employee force. And the coverage is very deep. The company is having its reach even to micro interiors. Just for your information, the other companies or competitor companies, they are having their access stations or outstation to those places where we have our headquarters. That means that we are trying to reach to all the doctors, all the customers. So deeper penetration in the market, wider coverage, and very big distributor network. 42 CNFs we have across India. There are a few milestones. Quickly, I will just go through it. This company was founded in 95, and till 2008, it became #1 player in prescription per doctor per month. By IPM has declared that this is the company which is having #1 in prescription per doctor per month. So the second wave which came, the company started focusing on high quality products. We started our own research and development, entered in rest of the world, non-regulated market in pharma. We launched in US. We started our own manufacturing units. So this was the journey till 2018. We were growing year after year. So this data itself says that we were growing year after year. Our growth was double than the market growth till 2013. Even if you see that 14, 15, and 16, again, our growth was more than Indian pharma market. Just I will use highlighter. So if you see this column, it was saying that we were the company always growing more than Indian pharma market. So Indian pharma market was growing with 3%, we were growing with 5.1%. So if you see the entire track, we were always growing more than Indian pharma market. In 2018 and 17, our growth again was more than Indian pharma market. So continuously, if you see, Mankind was growing more than Indian pharma market. But after 18, our growth has become little sluggish, and we were just at par with the Indian pharma market. We started thinking that what was happening, and then we devised few strategy to become number one. Again, we reinvented ourselves. Again, it was a co-creation, and we thought that if we go with the same pace, with the same market, we might reach to number 2 position by 2030. But we wanted to become number one, so we thought of entering into uncovered market. Why I'm sharing this story? Because this was the thought which we were having in the beginning of 2020, right? We started thinking about launching new division and penetrating in new markets. From 4th largest, we wanted to become number one, but suddenly, and we wanted to work on these 3 areas, which were our core areas, like customer centricity, people orientation, innovation, and differentiation in our products. However, we all know that something has happened in March. COVID has come, and this COVID, since March 20, something new has happened in Indian history, which was lockdown. And this lockdown was a big challenge. Now, after this lockdown, there were many things happened. The plans which we had, a robust growth plans we had, suddenly this lockdown has brought various challenges in front of us. There was a complexity in the environment. We started sensing the environment and the complexity of the environment. And what was happening in the environment, we all know. But in pharma industry, this was the challenge that the organization is connected with the employees through field work and all. But since there was a lockdown, our connect with all field employees got disrupted. Our connect of our field force with doctors, chemists, stockists became a challenge. So we were not able to meet with our customers. We were not able to connect with our employees. Our customers were also struggling to connect with patients. There was a panic everywhere as the situation was ambiguous and uncertain. It was for all of us. It was a very challenging situation. Lots of anxiety and stress in employees, and all the stakeholders were also not sure that what will happen in future. This I'm talking of the time when the COVID started happening. So challenges for the organization were at both the level, at business level, at people level, and both these challenges were very complex. They all needed customized, creative, and innovative problem solving with a human approach. Why I would say human approach? Because this organization has a very strong belief of serving life and having a human approach. These were the challenges which were seen at employee level. Employees were that all field force was struggling to connect with the customers because nobody was meeting. People were not allowed to go out. People were having anxiety that what they will do sitting at home, because this field force, they love to go in the field and meet with the customer. Sales people, they are always in the field. There were few people who were in the new division because we started launching new divisions since November. So these new division people, November 2019, and we launched one division in January 2020. So this new division people were more anxious that what will happen to my division, because the division is launched, no revenue started coming, and this is new challenge. What will happen to my job? So a lot of anxiety was there. At the same time, many companies were closing their operations also, merging their divisions also. At the leaders level, sales leaders, they had a challenge that now people are sitting at home, how to engage them positively, because if they are not engaged, they will start thinking negatively. How can I develop relevant customer engagement strategies so that some or the other way people should be able to connect with their customer? And they were thinking about how can I connect to help and serve all the customers, retailers, stockists. And these leaders were also bothered about their business, that how they can establish that some leaders were starting a new business because new divisions were there. So a lot of challenges were there at all the levels. Management was thinking about 3-4 things: meaningful engagement of employees, thinking about the ways to connect with the customer, helping and supporting all the stakeholders, and how to manage supply chain. These were the few challenges or the few worries which all these 3 different stakeholders had. But I always feel that challenges always comes with a lot of opportunities. And these challenges were giving us opportunity to think about employee engagements, very productive employee engagements. These challenges were forcing us to think about various opportunities to think about innovative customer engagements, innovative strategies, policies, ideas, which can help all the stakeholders, various L&D initiatives, because various new skills were needed in this new time. And at the same time, there was an opportunity to enable leaders with leadership programs to lead through changes, because the VUCA, which we used to talk, it was in front of us. So it was a conducive environment that how to lead through these difficult times. That opportunity was there in front of us to lead by an example and to help leaders to lead by an example. So several opportunities we could see where OD practices like strategies, changes, to leadership development, to creative and innovative problem solving, we could have used. So these were the opportunities which we saw, and a core leadership came forward, and I was just put it in a OD way that what entry and contracting we did. So I thought that my primary client were management, and secondary client were all the stakeholders. At the same time, I think that we did the contracting with our management and all the key stakeholder that we would wish to co-create the things, and we all need involvement of our core teams. We openly discussed with our management that we would definitely be going with the consensus building. We'll be trying to create a realistic solution, and we'll discuss among the core groups. Primary aim would be to take the commitment for the practical approaches which we can adopt and we can implement. And we wanted to do things which is actually doable practically in the market. And our aim was to harness the energy and into a very doable plan. Who will do what and when will it be done? Then immediately after 22nd March, I remember that day, that was Sunday, we started having meetings, right? And in that meeting, we could see that management was also a part of that meeting, and a core team from the HO was there. And management was always asking about only one thing, that every action, every strategy should be aligned with our purpose of the organization, which is serving life. So all these things should be aligned with our purpose. This core team was created, and the name given to this core team was a crisis response team. In this crisis response team, a bunch of people were taken from L&D, marketing, Salesforce effectiveness team, and a medical team. This CRT became a game changer, and this CRT was actually a group of people who are driving this change and involving everyone, co-creating solutions. So what this CRT did, first of all, this CRT, since it was a team from different departments. So to bring that togetherness in these departments, we created a WhatsApp group where openly idea sharing is started. We started throwing ideas. We started triggering discussion that what all we can do for employee engagement, what all we can do for customer engagement, what should be done for next 7 days. So this kind of every day something was going on, and that conducive environment was created in that CRT WhatsApp group. Whatever ideas were coming, if we wanted to convert it into a doables, quick meetings were planned, because this was a crisis situation. This was a complex situation. We wanted to have solutions, quick solutions. So we used to chart out action plans, and we used to think that how we can involve every stakeholder in creating realistic plans, because this is our idea. Whether it will be doable or not, let us have the opinion of everyone. Everyone means core sales team, core marketing team, and SBU heads. So we used to think about these action plans. The purpose of creating these two group or frequent communication between two group was to create a collaborative environment where everybody starts sharing everything honestly, and people start thinking about inventive ideas, new ideas, creative ideas. They doesn't bother whether this idea would be workable or not. They just keep on pouring the ideas, so that brainstorming happens. And we wanted to develop that inspired intellect and decisiveness. And it was appreciated also in the group repeatedly. If some idea, good idea will come, people will appreciate it. So So the purpose of creating these two groups was to WhatsApp group and having frequent meeting was to facilitate discovery and purposeful action and healthy relationship between the groups, so that openly they can share the idea without any hesitation. And this team has become a cohesive team and became a game changer, as I said. The philosophy which worked here was none of us is as smart as all of us. So creative, collaboratively, we can do better things. This was the idea. That's why we started working on co-creation. There were many co-created initiatives which came out with the discussions in this particular team. So there were few employee care solutions which came. Process I will definitely discuss. What we used to do, we used to discuss ideas amongst the team. Then we used to present it to strategic business unit heads. We used to take their opinions. We used to share the same things with marketing heads. Then we used to take their opinions and core sales team, and then their opinions. And after taking opinions and ideas, we again used to incorporate this and in our list of ideas, and then again we used to present it to all these groups, so that co-created ideas used to come, and then we used to take it forward. Some co-created employee care solutions which came, we started earliest work from home in the industry. We started Mediclaim support for entire group, which was not earlier. We started safety webinar by experts like Dr. KK Agrawal for all our employees and their families. And it was happening every 15 days. So it was giving a message that, yes, the company is concerned about the safety of them and their families. Company took an initiative to provide COVID protection kit for self and family. It was included all the medicines, which was considered as a protective medicines, which is ivermectin and vitamin C and zinc. So the kit was created and sent to everybody. And at the top of that, our expansion plan, which was a part of our long-term strategy, we continued that expansion plan even during COVID. So during that lockdown period in the month of June also, we continued our launch. We did all the hirings digitally, means digital platform pay. We did interviews, hirings, trainings, everything. And we launched our new division. It gave a strong message that company is on for whatever plans this company had, and it created a lot of positivity. This was some employee care solutions we worked on. We co-created various employee engagements. So employees were sitting at home for close to 3 months. For 3 months, our employees were working from home. So this was an opportunity for their knowledge and skill upgradation. We worked for knowledge and skill upgradation of sales employees, marketing employees, and other various departments. There were some SFE projects which were pending. We involved our all field employees in completing those projects. And we innovated on various ways to connect with the customers. We asked them to connect with them first and understand how can we help, and then gradually try to find out various ways to help them. This is what a process of collaboration for upskilling we adopted. We have almost 12,000, 10 to 12,000 employees in the field out of these 18,000 total employees. So this connecting with this 10,000, 12,000 employees and conducting upskilling was quite a difficult task. So what we did, we collaborated with the sales team. Step-by-step approach, I will just explain. What we were doing in the core team, we were sensing, observing, and discussing need for various skills which needs to be upgraded, looking at the situation. We were interacting with core groups from sales team to understand their views, that what are the needs. We were also presenting our thoughts to BU heads, and we were taking their inputs also. So one source was our own observations and our own understanding that which are the skills needed in current situation. We were taking views of sales team. We were taking views of BU heads, right? And after consolidating thoughts from all these three sources, we were triangulating, and which was helping us to get the refined needs. Then what we were doing, we were preparing modules, and this were also being co-created with the practical examples and practical approach. Two teams were interacting, L&D and CRT. They were creating modules, interventions, that what needs to be done for upskilling on this particular skill. And inputs were being taken from BU heads, and then it was being presented to sales heads. And if something was there for suggestion, we used to incorporate that also. In step 3, what we used to do, after this designing interventions, we used to conduct the TTTs of more than 600 regional managers and above managers. So these 600 managers, this is close to 600. They used to arrange programs for their team, which was a team of 28 to 30 people. So in this way, we could cover more than almost entire field force. So this was the approach which we adopted. A lot of upskilling we did. There were few topics here I have mentioned, that adoption of technology, because people were new to MS Teams and Zoom. So we started giving demonstration that how to use it for different meetings. Then gradually we went for etiquettes and effective uses of virtual medium to conduct meetings, customer connect, new ways of using digital and physical connect, execution excellence. We brought various strategies, and just to sensitize them that executing these all strategies will be very important. And empathetic communication, because digitally after 3-4 months, a lot of connection was there and people used to push doctors. So empathetic communication we did leading through crisis. So various modules we conducted, right? And similarly, for customer engagements also, we have involved different stakeholders. Advisory board meetings we have conducted, all key opinion leaders. We have all doctors who are key opinion leaders. We invited them, we took their views that what we can do to support medical fraternity. And we have taken the ideas from sales team and medical team. Suggestions from KOLs were taken. All these put together suggestions resulted in various interventions which we did. International speakers webinars we did COVID awareness webinars, COVID and related comorbid condition we did various music shows, for doctors also, for just relaxing them. So the ideas came from various people. So these all were the co-created ideas. GP trainings we did. So many engagement plans we co-created. A lot of CSR activities were co-created again. One game changer co-creation which came was a Martyr Doctor campaign. This was a unique thing which has happened in Indian pharma industry. Usually the things are done to support the practicing doctors, but this was a campaign which was a unique campaign by Mankind Pharma, where Mankind was supporting to doctors who lost their life during COVID. Their family was being given a financial support of 5 lakh rupees. This was a unique approach which was appreciated by the medical fraternity, that is the first company who is doing this. And not only this Martyr Doctors, we did it for police personals also, which gave very good name to Mankind in industry. It has created a strong impact. This initiatives which has been taken by CRT were getting a lot of praise in the employees in the field, and it has resulted in organic and holistic growth of organization. It was having very good impact. Organic impact was in 2021, a financial year when we closed, the company became 6,000 crore company with the jump in sales of 370 crore and 16% growth, where the industry was growing by maybe 5% around, and the growth was, Mankind was 16%. In terms of growth, Mankind ranked #1. So I'm saying in terms of growth. So highest growth was registered by Mankind Pharma. And this point, which is talking about chronic product growth, was 22%, which clearly says that in consultant, we started having good hold. So this is what has been impact, organic impact, holistic impact, which we have seen that during COVID time, when the attrition was high in the industry because divisions were being merged, some companies were closing the divisions, attrition was lowest in Mankind Pharma, which was only 4%. High level of energy and enthusiasm was witnessed in employees. People were very, very positive with the initiatives which company has taken, and that energy resulted in good outcomes. We have reworked on our vision, which we were thinking of 2030 to become #1. We made it now 2025 to 26. So 2025, 26, we are aiming for becoming #1. Our employees are positive about our vision. Digital has become an essential tool to connect in our organization now, whether it is now everything is started physically, but all the meetings, most of the meetings are digital. People have adopted digital very well. And field force, which was earlier not so open for scientific engagement of customers, now they understood the value of scientific engagements, the webinars and GP trainings and all the field force is positive about that. 2 years before, this was not the case. So this was the impact which has been seen. And there are some learnings which at the end I would like to share with all of you as an internal consultant. It is very important to identify employees who can work as a change agent for the organization. So I feel that we could identify a few people and created that crisis response team. It is very important to identify these kind of people who can come forward and who can work relentlessly with very, very open mindset. Involving them and facilitating their effort results in excellent outcome. That's what I felt, that there are many people who want to work as a change agent in the organization. If you identify, involve them and facilitate their efforts in a positive direction, outcomes will always be good. I felt that there is always a need for reskilling in challenging environment, because every new environment requires new skills to learn. And I feel that use of self can be a powerful instrument for all the managers, leaders, and business owners to use it in building a strong, viable, and sustainable organization, which I have witnessed in last 2 years. And I think that considering each stakeholder as an important change agent and involving all of them in entire process of change brings a lot of ownership, a lot of Ownership leads to a very good implementation and execution, and it results in a strong impact. So this is what the journey of last 1 year. Thank you very much. That's why I say that co-creation is always good for fighting with complexities. Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone.
Can you stop sharing? Then maybe we can go back to our...
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. So thank you, Yogesh. That was a very comprehensive and detailed presentation about what are the things that were initiated by you and your team during the entire strange times that we had. I've often heard of the word VUCA and understanding it to be a volatile, uncertain atmosphere. But I think no one has been ever prepared for something as volatile as the COVID-19 that sprang out of nowhere. I'm now opening the floor to any questions that you can ask Yogesh. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer. Over to the audience. You may have to unmute yourself.
I think Mr. Sushil Balkul has raised the hand.
Yeah. Hi, good evening to all of you. I'm Sushil, and I also belong to the pharma industry. And Yogesh, my question to you is that, first of all, congratulations for giving a very comprehensive presentation and your experiences in the last 1.5 years, and then how the mankind has overcome this complexity. Right. My question is that, as we are talking about this organizational impact, correct, which has to be sustainable in nature. Now, you have entered into a contract, correct? You have taken this intervention. Now, are you also designing something that how this impact can be sustained?
Right. So see, if you see Sushil sir, first of all, namaskar to you. He is also my senior from Torrent. So Sushil sir, this co-creation as a theme or as a value, now it has become a part of our core value. It's collaboration. Now, whatever we do, it has become our habit to co-create rather than going through only one-way approach. We have started involving everyone in co-creation. The beauty of co-creation is that various minds come together and they come out with various positive solutions. The result is ownership. People own it because this is co-created solution. And because we could inculcate this value in at least HO team and going it forward to sales core team, and it is getting implemented all across. So I'm seeing that it is happening since last 2 years in all our initiatives, and it has become part of our value. So that's what I can say, that once it has become your part of your value, that means it has become a habit. It has become your consistent behavior, and then it is definitely going to continue in all our initiatives. You will see that whatever I'm saying will be true in next 5 years.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, there are more.
Yes, we have Rupashri, and then we have, is your hand raised to ask a question?
Yes.
Okay,
we have here.
And then we will follow it up with HID Forum, who will ask the second question.
Thank you, Yogesh, and thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for everything you said. It was really great and very heartening to listen to the story. Quick question. I mean, yes, we also at Dell keep talking about, I mean, with our leaders, co-creation, we are promoting it. Having said that, like there is also an impact on time, right? Like when you kind of cut across functions and there are two cross functions, like again, you build consensus. So like, what's the effect on time and how to solve for that? And how did you solve for that? Because time was the essence, especially what we went through in last 1.5 years.
Yeah. So what I say that challenge always brings opportunities. That's what I said in the beginning also. So this digital platforms has helped us in reducing that time lags. So what used to happen, see, these teams are also now that's core sales team or core marketing team and this SBU heads team and this CRT. They all are quite aligned, and on a quick call, they understand that there is something urgent needs to be discussed, and we connect on the digital platform quickly. So it is helping us to, this digital is helping us to quickly connect and discuss the things. Yeah, it is little bit time consuming. However, it gives long-term result. So we are doing it. And digital is helping us in minimizing that time. Could I answer?
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. Makes a lot of sense. Digital has
Now move
definitely
on.
helped.
Thank you, Rupashri. We can now move on to HID Forum.
Hi, Yogesh. First of all, thank you so much for wonderful sharing. I mean, it gives a good sense of trying to understand how, in a very difficult situation, what co-creation means. My question that remains is, how you being an internal change facilitator, how was it for you? Was it easy? Was it difficult? The external change facilitation is altogether different when compared to the entire arena of looking at change from within. I'm sure even though there is a need, there is a situation that arises, but how was it for you as an internal consultant, as an internal change agent?
Luckily, it was quite easy for me. And why it was easy, that
Please, will you check your chat box? I've sent you a question.
yeah, can I? Yes. So it was quite easy for me. Why? Because see, I was working on co-creation and involving others. So whatever suggestions used to come, it used to go to my director, and then it used to get discussed with the management, and it was quickly getting implemented. Like CRT was the thought which came at that juncture where everybody was looking for solution here and there, and everybody was ready to experiment and try. So that time that thought came, and people were quite open that let us give it a try. It looks practical and sensible. So let us give it a try, that all of us will come together and start thinking something. And it happens that once small things start working, then you start building on that, and gradually it becomes a big momentum. And that's what has happened with this CRT. It started with small ideas that how to engage for a week. Then it went to that how we can utilize the time of our employees in first week. Then gradually, when the things started working in this group, gradually it became a big group, like sought after group. People start, yeah. So this is how it has become. It was quite an easy journey for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Do we have anyone else? Anyone else who would like to ask other questions? Hi, Yogesh. I think we have Uma Sundaram here. Uma, please unmute and you can ask.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, Yogesh, that was a lot of energy, that I could kind of see in the way the entire 2-year journey has been. When you're talking about co-creation, a lot of times there could be conflicting ideas, conflicting agenda that comes in. So can you share an example, a story about such a conflict, and how did you, manage that, and how did you take that forward?
Okay. So there were some conflicts, definitely. Whenever there is a co-creation, there are a lot of things, a lot of dynamics which will play a role. And this has happened in few of the cases. However, there we went with the consensus. So that's what the democratic way of choosing the option, and raise hand, or that who is for what option, right? And then 2-3 options were taken, and then again consensus building is what we did, and majority of the people were with one idea, and we went with that. So just other 30-40% of the people who were not with the idea. So there were some challenges. I can understand that those 20-30% of the people may not be completely aligned. However, this is what we felt that it will work, and that's what we did.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Uma, for raising that question. Is there anyone else who would like to ask any other questions? 2 participants, Gurinder Singh and Radha. I'm sorry, my screen only supports 20 people. So Gurinder, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes, my question is how this whole event has done to your confidence, and what it meant to you as a personal thing. What do you have achieved by doing this as an individual, and what has done this to your confidence level at Workstation, and where do you see yourself going forward personally?
Okay.
By this achievement.
Okay. So first of all, that confidence was built by ODCP, right? And then after that, this all complex situations came, and I was quite mentally prepared for, and quite to some extent, that ODCP has brought that confidence in me that these challenging times, you can just come forward and be very authentic and start doing the things which you want to do. So I just did that. And after this journey, I'm coming to your question now. After this journey of 1.5 years, definitely it boosted my confidence a lot. And I was considered in the organization a very, very strategic partner in various things. So I'm getting included in devising marketing strategies. I'm becoming the person who is involved now in interviewing and selecting talents for higher roles. So the good thing which has happened is since November till today, whatever new divisions has been launched, I'm the person who is interviewing sales leaders, marketing heads, zonal managers, regional managers. So a lot of work has come to me. And whenever there is a challenge, ideas are always welcomed. People are welcoming my ideas. So this is kind of a thing which has happened personally to me. And I'm feeling happy about it. Does it answer the question?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's been a great journey for yourself as well.
Actually.
Thank you, Gurinder. We can now move to Radha. Radha, would you like to unmute yourself and raise the question?
Yeah, nice to see you, Yogesh.
Sir, pranam.
And I see that self as an instrument of change has really worked. Not only with you, with the entire organization. So my query is regarding, since you have had 10,000 plus employees, although the the employee care solutions have been done, how did you manage emotionally where there were COVID deaths, if there were any among the 10,000 people? How did you take care of that emotional side of supporting those families? Can you throw some light on that?
So luckily, I respect the organization for that, management for that, because the philosophy of the management is highly supportive. I could sense it from the day I joined this organization. And there are various things, various incidences which has happened where in difficult times, organization was always standing behind, right? So in this tough time, when these all things has happened, management themselves were so caring and concerned about the families of these employees that they came forward, and that serving life, which they say that it is a purpose with which this organization is driven, they were exemplifying that thing. So at the back of the mind, that sense was there that I'm working with the organization which is so employee friendly that they're going to take care of everyone. And that sense was there because of the way this organization is functioning. So there was a big support from the philosophy with which this organization is running, sense of relief, sense of comfort that yes, it is there with me and my family also, and for everyone's family it is. There are many incidences which has happened in last 1 year, sir, where organization came forward. So high regard for the organization.
I'd like to take one last question, which comes in the chat box from HID Forum. We would like to hear from you, Yogesh. Has this process impacted on your organizational culture and values?
Yes, it has. It has. And we reworked on our value system because there are some new values which has emerged in this 1.5 years. And now we are going to have a program on 24th where we are unveiling new values, which has emerged in this COVID times. So it has impacted, definitely. And that collaboration has become our core value now.
Thank you, Yogesh. And I'd like to wrap up this session with just a few non-pharma layman kind of understanding that I have about all that you said as a presentation, Yogesh. I understand that it's finally the human element that really worked, despite all the figures and statistics and everything that was mind-blowing to me. It really showed that connection before any kind of correction into your organization is what works at the end of it. That's the main message that I'm carrying. And that can make a huge impact on the organization values, structure, culture, and it's all about caring that you're really talking about.